Smash-Up has 2 to 4 players combining factions and battling for points. AG provided this copy of the game in exchange for an honest review. Each player takes 2 factions and shuffles them together. Draw 1 base for each player, plus 1, and put them in the middle of the table. Everyone draws 5 cards. If you don't have any minions in your hand, show everyone, then shuffle and draw again. On your turn, you'll play minion on a base in action, or one of each. Minions are worth the power in the top left corner. Resolve the text on the card if possible. Some cards have ongoing effects or special ability that makes sense for that faction. Actions usually affect minions, either yours or an opponent's, or bases. After you've played the cards, score the bases. Bases have a breakpoint in the top left corner. If the total in the top left corner has been reached, score the base. First, see if any before the base scores abilities or specials can be applied by looking at the cards, then go around the table. Even if the total drops below the breakpoint at this point, the base still scores. The players with the top 3 power values on a base get the shown VP or victory points. A tie for first, second, or third get the points shown. Give players their cards back and draw a new base. The game continues until a player has 15 VP. The player with the highest total of 15 or more VP wins. Play cards and try to score the most VP. That's Smash-Up. Our Smash-Up games, including Setup and Takedown, usually take around an hour. 2-player games can be finished in 35 to 40 minutes. 2- and 3-player games might work on an average coffee table. Save 4-player games for the dining table. There is a lot of reading on the cards, and you'll need to calculate the points on a base every time a card is played there. To speed things up, maybe use poker chips or dry erase boards. Honestly though, it's a fun way to practice math. Kids my age or close, say 8 and up, might really benefit from playing this. In a 2-player game against my dad, I had the aliens and zombies and could keep playing invaders from my hand in discard pile to gain 1 VP. I slowly pulled ahead of Dad because he kept working on a single base, Factory 436 1337. When he finished it, I had nothing on it, so we got the 2 VP for finishing it, plus 5 more VP for the base ability bonus. In the blink of an eye, he was now winning. The game went back and forth right up until the end, but I ended up losing by 1. The best part about Smash-Up is discovering how each faction works, then figuring out or exploring new combinations. Pulling off a huge combo or sneaking in to eliminate an opponent so you could get those important points feels really good. Each faction has 2 bases that work with its abilities, and you're supposed to use those. We just randomly deal out a few each game, meaning we also need to figure out how to maximize factions in order to win those bases. Sometimes a base's ability just doesn't work with your decks. Knowing when to go all in and when to just put a few cards to score some points is important. Battle games are best when turns are quick. Because of the reading on the cards, it can be slower if you or the other players aren't great readers or you're playing with new factions. After a few turns though, things really speed up. For every 1 turn that lasts 20 to 30 seconds, you'll have 10 turns that last 5 seconds. I found that this game works well at different player counts. I wasn't sure how it would play with only 2 people, but I had a great time. There are so many expansions. Over 10 sets, plus the storage box, plus promos and other tournament goodies. You don't need all of them. A single set is perfectly fine, but more options in this game is definitely a good thing. There aren't official rules for teams, but I'd like to figure something out. Maybe alternate sides so one team can't go twice in a row. Why doesn't the base game come with VP tokens? I was really surprised. I really like Smash-Up. It's great for families with kids my age because it's a fun way to practice reading and math. It's also great for families or groups with different levels of game experience because the rules are so simple. This game has a lot of nasty interaction, and you are tied to a bit of luck of the draw. Although, as you learn the factions, there are ways to mitigate and balance this. Still, there are going to be many people who won't enjoy this game. If you like Dice Throne and the King of Tokyo / New York games, definitely check this one out.